Dear students, in yesterday's lecture, we studied the different paths of propagation of the radio waves by means of which the electromagnetic energy escaped in a free space will propagate from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna. In that we have studied the paths of propagation is constituted by sky waves, tropospheric waves, space waves, direct waves, ground reflected waves, surface waves. So these are the different waves which are available that carries the information from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna. We also studied one of the wave, that is the ground waves, how they carry the information from transmitting antenna toward the receiving antenna. We have also calculated the field strength received at the receiving antenna, that is E is equal to A into E0 upon R square. Today we are going to see another type of the waves which are responsible to carry the information between transmitting and receiving antenna if the conditions of atmospheres and the conditions of antenna locations are changed, and those waves are called as the space waves. Friends, prior to deal with the communication by means of space waves, in ground wave we have studied that ground waves are responsible to carry the signal only during the daytime, and that is only for low frequency and also within the broadcast area. That means these are the conditions which are restricted to perform the communication by means of ground waves. If these conditions are changed, one more condition is that the height of receiving and transmitting antenna are very close to the Earth's surface, and also the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna is less. Then and then only ground waves are responsible to carry the information. If these conditions are changed, that means if the frequency of transmitter is increased, if the power of transmission is increased, and if the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna is increased, and if the height of transmitting and receiving antenna is also increased, then ionospheric refraction it is not possible, and ground waves are unable to carry the signal from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna. Under this condition, when height of transmitting and receiving antenna are sufficiently elevated from the Earth's surface, then the space waves are used for the purpose of communication. In a UHF and VHF range, ionospheric region are able to refract these frequencies, and height of transmitting and receiving antenna are sufficiently elevated from the Earth's surface, ground waves are not possible to reach that particular height because they are traveling by touching to the Earth's surface. Due to these two reasons, the space waves are used for the purpose of communication. So at these frequencies, ground wave losses are high, and the surface wave cannot carry that particular energy. Hence, the communication is carried out by space wave merely by elevating the height of transmitting and receiving antenna sufficiently from the Earth's surface. And this is requirement due to small wavelength of these space wave frequency. The energy carried by the space wave has two parts. One, the direct wave component, that is used for line of sight communication. Another one is the ground reflected waves. Both the waves constitute the space wave. Combinedly we can call them as the space wave. One type of the wave that directly transmitted by the transmitting antenna directly carry the energy to the receiving antenna is known as a direct wave. Another one is a reflected wave, the wave that reaches to the earth's surface and then it is reflected to the receiving antenna. So this is the figure that represents the combined aspect of the direct wave as well as the reflected wave. Here, this one is the height of transmitting antenna which is located on the earth's surface. D is the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna. HR is the height of receiving antenna. R1 is the direct wave component that carries the energy from transmitting antenna directly towards the receiving antenna, whereas R2 is the reflected wave component which is transmitted by the transmitting antenna. It reaches to the earth's surface and then on the earth's surface it will be reflected and then it reaches to the receiving antenna. Hence, the field strength received at the receiving antenna is the field strength of sum of the field strength carried by direct wave component as well as the field strength carried by means of an other reflected wave component. So these waves combinedly responsible or carry the energy between transmitting and receiving antenna. These are combinedly referred as the space waves. The energy carried by the space wave has the two parts, one by direct wave and another one is by reflected wave. The field strength at receiving antenna R is vector sum of the direct wave component R1 and vector reflected wave component R2. The distance travelled by the direct wave component is under root of d square plus ht minus hr bracket square. Means this distance travelled by the direct wave component from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna is given as square root of d square plus ht minus hr bracket square, and that of the distance travelled by the reflected wave component R2 is given as square root of d square minus ht minus hr bracket square. Net distance is sum of both of them is called as the net distance. Now field strength received by the receiving antenna carried by means of another reflected wave component as well as the direct wave component is given as E is equal to 240 pi I RMS HTHR upon lambda d square, where pi is constant, I RMS is root mean square current constituted by the direct wave component as well as the reflected wave component. ST, it is the height of transmitting antenna. HR, it is the height of receiving antenna. Lambda is the wavelength of the wave. D is the distance between transmitting antenna as well as the receiving antenna. This is the field strength which is carried by means of a space wave. It is also given as 28 pi HTHR upon root P upon lambda d square. This is the formula given in terms of root mean square current, whereas this is the formula given in terms of power radiated by the transmitting antenna. That is the difference. 28 it is constant, pi it is also constant, ST it is height of transmitting antenna, HR it is height of receiving antenna, whereas P is the power radiated by the transmitting antenna. Obviously, lambda is the wavelength which is the wavelength of the wave traveling from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna. D is the distance between transmitting and the receiving antenna. So this is how one can get the field strength received by the receiving antenna from the transmitting antenna. To proceed further, one can say to study the space wave propagation range. Means range is the distance up to which the space wave can directly travel on the Earth's surface without being reflected is known as a space wave propagation range. Meaning thereby, when the electromagnetic energy carried by the wave transmitted by the transmitting antenna reaches directly to the Earth's surface without being reflection from the Earth's surface, that particular distance we can call it as it is the space wave propagation range. It depends upon curvature of the Earth's surface, because Earth's surface is not a plane surface. It is a curved one. So that will affect the space wave propagation range at the different places on the Earth's surface. That we are going to determine now. For that particular purpose, this is the Earth's surface which is represented, which has a curved shape. This is the height of transmitting antenna, which is located HT. Here is the height of receiving antenna HR, which is located on the another point on the Earth's surface. And when the radiations transmitted from the transmitting antenna reaches directly up to this point only, there is no reflection that takes place. So that distance we can call it as it is a space wave propagation rate. Without being reflection, directly it reaches from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna. So that distance we can call it as it is a space wave propagation range. And this can be determined by drawing tangent on the Earth's surface. Friends, this is the tangent which is drawn on the Earth's surface from transmitting antenna toward the receiving antenna, and this touches to this particular point. That's why it is called as a tangent. By the definition of the space wave propagation range, we can say the range over which the space wave can directly propagate without being reflected from the Earth's surface or ionosphere is known as space wave propagation range, and it is restricted by the curvature of the Earth. It is obviously determined by drawing tangent from transmitting antenna to the Earth's surface. If this is the height of transmitting antenna, we are drawing the tangent from this location on the Earth's surface. So it touches to this particular point. This is the distance x1, whereas this is the distance that represented by x2. If you draw a line perpendicular from this point within the Earth's surface, also extend the antenna heights inside from the receiving antenna as well as from the transmitting antenna, all these three meet at a particular point at the center of the Earth. From center of the Earth, the distance up to curvature at any point, it represents the radius of the Earth. Are you understanding? This is the height of transmitting antenna. Once again I will repeat, it is HT. This is the height of receiving antenna, that is the HR. We have drawn the tangent from transmitting antenna on the Earth's surface that reaches to the receiving antenna by considering that it is a path of propagation of the space wave which touches to the Earth at this particular point. We have extended this particular point to the center, up to the center of the Earth from all the points. So all those points which are extended at the center, that represents the radius of the Earth. Now, here, this is the triangle that represents the right angle triangle. Or this is the triangle that also represents the right angle triangle. Friends, we know the radius of the Earth. It is same throughout. We know the height of transmitting antenna, we know the height of receiving antenna. Means we know this distance, h. This distance is r plus hr, or this distance is r plus ht. We know this distance as r, that is the radius of Earth. And here the angle is 90 degree. Means in a right angle triangle, we know r plus hr, we know r, we have to calculate x1 by using Pythagoras theorem. We are also going to calculate x2 in this particular triangle by knowing the distance hr plus r and also we know the distance r, that is the radius. We are going to calculate x1 with the formula that hypotenuse square is equal to x1 square plus r square, and also st plus hr square is equal to r square plus x1 square. By using this, we are going to calculate x1 and x2. We are adding it. By adding it, we can calculate the space wave propagation range. So this process we are going to adapt to calculate the space wave propagation range. If the transmitting antenna is elevated at a height ht above the Earth's surface, that is this location, the maximum distance it propagates can cover up to O. This is the distance. This is O. Beyond that, there is a shadow zone. After this, there is a shadow zone here. After this, they can directly travel up to Earth's surface. Within this, height of receiving antenna is also increased. So in this case, the height of receiving antenna is increased. Then the propagation range is sum of x1 plus x2. D is equal to x1 plus x2. x1 plus x2 can be calculated by using the Pythagoras theorem, which is already expressed. So that is the difference between ht plus r bracket square minus r square. And x2 is the difference between hr plus r bracket square minus r square. By adding them, we can get a d. D is equal to x1 plus x2, which directly comes to be, by performing all these processes, it directly comes to be square root of 2 times r root of ht plus root of hr. R, that is the radius of Earth, it comes to be 6,370 kilometer, which is a standard. By putting this value in this particular equation, we can get D is equal to 3566 root of ht plus hr. Means simply you should know the height of transmitting antenna, and if you know the height of receiving antenna, one can calculate the distance d as a space wave propagation range. As the wave does not travel in a straight line due to variation of the refractive index of the Earth, it follows the curved path. Means if the refractive index of the Earth's surface varies from location to location, then instead of traveling this radiation straight, it will travel in a curved path. When that curved path is taken into account, then one has to consider the refractive index of the Earth's surface at the various points. By considering that particular refractive index of the Earth's surface, the radius of Earth slightly changes, and that becomes, as instead of r, it becomes r dash, and that r dash is equal to 4 by 3 into r. R is equal to 6370. If you substitute r is equal to 6370 kilometer, you will get value of r dash, and instead of this you will substitute here r dash. If you substitute that particular value of r dash, we can get new space wave propagation range, and that is d is equal to 35666 root of 4 by 3 into r into root of ht plus hr. If you solve this, you can get its value as a 4100 into root of ht plus root of hr. So this formula we can get it after considering the refractive index of the Earth's surface. Whereas this is the formula we are obtaining the space wave propagation range without considering the curvature of the Earth's surface. Friends, let us proceed to understand what is the effect of multiple paths on the space wave propagation. As the being Earth's surface is not a plane surface, the shape of the Earth's surface is going to vary like this anyhow. If suppose height of transmitting is locating to this mountain hill, height of receiving antenna is located to this mountain hill at somewhere on the Earth's surface, then the wave radiated from transmitting antenna because of a different Earth shape, it first directly travels from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna by direct wave component, obviously which you already studied. It may reach to Earth's surface on this particular point and then it reflected back, again reaches to the receiving antenna. Maybe radiation emitted by the transmitting antenna reaches to this particular point on the Earth's surface and again it is reflected back toward the receiving antenna. Maybe wave transmitted by the transmitting antenna reaches to this particular point on the Earth's surface and it is reflected back at the receiving antenna. Thus, the field strength received at the receiving antenna is a vector sum of field strength carried by all these type of the reflected wave component as well as by means of a direct wave component, which we have studied previously also. But due to this, what happens is the time required to travel for this wave is not same as that of time required to travel by this wave, and same is true for this wave, because they have to travel more or less distance on the Earth's surface, and that's why there is a path difference also generated due to generation of the phase difference. Means there is a phase lag, there is a time lag, and also there may be a possibility of path lag. Some radiation may receive early, some may receive with some later time, but they are going to carry same type of the signal which is going to be received at the receiving antenna. Due to this particular type of delay in path, it will create a kind of an effect. If the signal is a telephone signal, it may going to produce echo for the listener. And for television communication, friends, you might be seen on the television screen this particular effect. On the television communication, you may going to see a ghost image on the screen. At least after learning this particular concept, observe the television screen carefully. You are going to observe in some occasions, in some instances, one face behind the another face on the screen, which is as like that of ghost, appearing as a ghost. So that image one can call it as it is a ghost image. This is because of the phase lag, path lag, and also the time lag, due to the multiple paths of propagation on the Earth's surface. Students, you might be also observing on the television screen, and that is when some person is giving the news, you are listening the sound first and then the lips of that person are performing the movements. So this gap is also because of the multiple paths of propagation due to the Earth's surface, due to the time lag and phase lag. Peculiarly, you are going to observe another thing, especially that if suppose an actress is there and she has a point mark on his face, you are going to observe 2 point marks on the face. This is also because of multiple paths of propagation. All these are called as the ghost images which are going to be appearing on the television screen. So this is the effect of multiple paths due to the propagation of the space wave, as Earth's surface is not even or plane throughout the surface. Another aspect is that effect of curvature of the Earth for the space wave, and that is, if suppose this is the Earth's curvature, Earth's shape, It is the height of transmitting antenna which is elevated sufficiently above the Earth's surface. This is the wave which is radiated. As we have defined the space wave propagation range, that it is the range of a space wave that reaches directly on the Earth's surface. So this is the distance to which we can call it as it is the space wave propagation range without being reflected from the Earth's surface. Once it reaches to this particular point, definitely it is going to reflect. This type of reflection is possible. But till and until no reflection is there, it is called as a space wave propagation, which I already studied when we have calculated the space wave propagation range. So up to this there is no reflection. This is called as a space wave propagation range. Up to this, if antenna is located, receiving antenna, the signal can directly reach. But it travels above this particular range. Due to the Earth's curvature, it will start moving high and high. And whatever this range it is generated, in this range, even though signal is present, as the being height of receiving antenna is less, the signal is not capable to reach to that particular receiving antenna. This is same as that of shadow zone. Friends, concept of shadow zone for the electromagnetic radiation is same as that of what we can call it as in a rainy season. The shadows are coming on the above the Earth's surface, but it is not raining. Okay, in Marathi what we can call is ढग येत आहेत पावसाळ्यामध्ये पण पाऊस पडत नाहीये. So that zone we can call it as it is a shadow zone. Here the signal is present, but because of height of receiving antenna is less, those signals are unable to reach to that particular receiving antenna. So that's why this zone, this region, entire region, we can call it as it is the shadow zone. Only one alternative for that is one has to increase the height of receiving antenna above the Earth's surface so as to receive those particular electromagnetic radiation. This is what we can call it as the shadow zone. Sometimes the radiation may going to scatter because of the water droplets. Because of water droplets which are going to be located on the Earth's surface. And that scattering effect is also going to be existing as far as the space wave propagation is going to be considered. Friends, this is how the space waves, even though all these things, Earth's surface is not so clear, shadow zone is there, scattering concept is there, multiple paths of propagation is there, the space wave carries the signal between transmitting antenna and also receiving antenna by elevating the height of transmitting and receiving antenna above the Earth's surface sufficiently. This is what we can call it as the meaning and how the space waves are responsible to propagate, to carry the signal between transmitting and that of receiving antenna. Friends, that's all about the propagation by means of a space wave. Next time we will study the propagation by means of some another type of waves.